Hello and welcome to Ula Tea Leaf Readings. My name is Lenor and tonight I'm going to be reading your tea leaves. This is a horoscope for Aquarius. If Aquarius is your solar, lunar, ascendant / rising sign, then this is a message for you. All right, let's get started. And so we have the Three of Wands. And that has everything to do with virtue. But also lots of options, right? Many paths to go down. Okay, let's take a look and see what these tea leaves have to say. And so if you have not subscribed yet, please think about doing that. You can hit that little bell. It'll let you know when the next readings are coming out. It is free to subscribe. All right. So interesting. So immediately I want to go through the whole, turn the whole thing, but this is gorgeous. Okay, let's start over here. I want to look at this one first, okay? So this looks like an apple that has been cut in half, okay? And you can see the seeds in it. So then we go down over here and we see we have a person who is kind of throwing a seed on the ground. We also have a bird here who is catching a seed. And then if we turn this way, we have, we have a person here, okay, and they have a star right there. But we also have a tree growing out of the apple. So we also have a fruit tree growing from the fruit, which is such a blessed image, okay? So I really absolutely feel like this is such a auspicious set of formations. I mean, absolutely. We have the idea of this beautiful piece of fruit who is bearing these seeds and taking the seeds and sowing them, and then they are taking hold, right? Growing. Not only growing this beautiful tree that is taking root and hopefully providing with longevity and sustenance and resources and so on. So I really do feel like in this period of time, you have been working hard to get something kind of set down for yourself. Okay. With all the life changes that have been going on this last year and a half, 2 years, it makes sense that you would want to build something for yourself that you can count on, that's going to be lasting. And so I really do see you putting a lot of effort into whatever kind of business you have, your career, however you're making money. Maybe you are post-work and you're in retirement, but maybe you also are working part-time or volunteering. This doesn't always have to be about actual money. It could be that you are finding emotional and social resources in the work that you're doing. Okay, so if you are volunteering, maybe, this is like a thing where you get some of your best socializing out of these experiences. You're feeding your soul, doing this, service work, and it is quite meaningful. So I just feel like this is a time where your intentions are just, they're coming to fruition. I honestly believe that going into this, you maybe didn't really trust yourself. And I think a lot of that has to do with the tower moments that we've had. Not because you're not good at what you do or that you're not, talented and clever and intelligent, and you are. You definitely are. But I think, the universe has kind of knocked you around a little bit. And I think, you maybe started to wonder, am I going to be able to get myself out of this? Am I going to be able to lift myself up? Well, absolutely. I see here, there's no question. And I think that this next, 6 months, year, 2 years, it's only going to continue to build. Okay? And we do have the person with the star. Okay, so the star is a symbol of goals, dreams, right? If you can imagine somebody standing outside at night, looking at the sky, looking at the stars, dreaming their big dreams. Okay, and so this is so close to this person's face here. I can imagine just like this is what you are thinking about, living and breathing and devoted to. I think that you have really resorted your priorities in this last cycle of time. I think for the first time in a long time, you're putting yourself first. You are deciding to work for your betterment, work for your interests, okay? And that maybe has been difficult in the beginning. It maybe is that you feel selfish or, maybe I should be splitting my time. So I still have time to kind of do all these things for my family, my spouse, my kids, whoever, right? But I feel like, Spirit has really been leading you through not only intuition, but really kind of these miraculous emotional, how do I say? It's like the emotional muscle getting stronger and stronger yet. Evolving and realizing that you can't live your life for other people. Now, it is in fact a blessed virtue to be of service to others and to be, hopefully, a member of some kind of family, tribe, community where you can take care of each other. You can help each other. You can commune with one another. But it should not detract from the experience of your own selfhood. Okay? Now, there are times when this is impossible. You have young children, especially babies. There's health issues or financial strains or, whatever it is. I mean, there are factors that do come into play where, you're going to be, giving the majority of your energies away to the work that needs to be done for the greater good, right? But I do think in this situation, in this part of your life, there is a doorway open, a door just waiting for you to walk through it into this land, into this scenery of, being quite devoted to your own wellness. Whatever that looks like. And I think that is profoundly spiritual. I think that is, even quite revolutionary. To take care of yourself. To really give yourself what you need. Not what other people tell you you need or what you read and it says, you need all these things and that tells you you've made it, No. Listening to your own intuition, being with yourself and hearing. What are you calling out for? that can be difficult, you know, even for a person like me. And I don't claim to know everything. I know, you know, I'll never tell you that. Although I could be quite a know-it-all, right? Especially when it comes to my own self-mythologies and my own, you know, state of being. I feel pretty confident I know pretty much everything there is to know about myself. But that's so untrue. There are so many times in my life where, you know, I just don't feel good mentally, emotionally, psychically. And it could be related to many things, or it could be kind of, you know, a grouping of things, you know, various variables that are, you know, creating this energy within my life, right? And so when we stop and we think, why am I feeling this way? We don't always know, do we? Sometimes we have to be detectives. And I think so often, you know, it's almost kind of like, well, you know, if you've ever had a significant other that you did really like to be around, you really enjoy them, enjoy their company. But suddenly, you know, life gets busy. You have work, and you have a family, you have a household. You know, you have all these responsibilities, and your time is so limited, right, in your waking life. And you start to feel like, gosh, we don't see each other enough. We don't really get to be around each other as much as we like. And when we do, we're so tired, and, you know, sometimes we're grumpy together, and it kind of ruins the experience, or we're just, you know, kind of doing what is called parallel play, right? They're doing their thing, you're doing yours. They talk about this with like young toddlers. They don't play necessarily with each other, but they'll play next to each other. And now think about this feeling. Think about how that feels with this person you love, you know, when this is happening. But now apply it to yourself, right? How you feel about yourself and being with yourself, the time that you've had with yourself. How much time have you been able to find to do things just for you, to meet your needs without being rushed or made to feel bad, or, you know, maybe nobody's making you feel bad, but you're making yourself feel bad, right? Kind of that old mom and dad guilt. So it's important that we remember ourselves. We remember to be with ourselves. We remember to show up for ourselves. We remember to make time and space for ourselves. We live in a world where that's not very popular, unless, you know, you're filming it and putting it on, you know, one of these sites or whatever, making a vlog about it. But other than that, you know, there is this weird undercurrent of doing things for yourself, especially if it kind of takes away time from your family or anything, that is selfish. Well, I challenge that 100%. If I don't myself have some time every once in a while, it's not often, I'm not my best self. Thankfully, as my daughter is getting older, and now that we're done with our move, thank heavens, I am finding more moments. Even last night, I just went into one of the other rooms, the guest room, I guess. It's like a playroom. I turned off all the lights. I put on some classical music. It was like a playlist that was called like breathtakingly beautiful sonnets, or I don't know, whatever. Yeah. And I just laid there in the dark. I started to fall asleep. I felt guilty about it. Everybody else is in bed. But then, I don't know, I got up, you know, I got ready for bed and whatever. But I felt a little bit calmer about life. Every once in a while, we need these moments. It doesn't have to be anything lofty. It doesn't have to be anything huge. Sometimes it is just sitting in a quiet room. Sometimes it is just going for a little walk after dinner. Okay? So Aquarius, let's see what else. Let's take a look. I want to get this, make sure we don't miss anything. So we do have the, I'm not going to say it's the chariot. It reminds me more of like a covered wagon. So there is movement here, moving of something, right? So maybe you are moving your home. Maybe you're moving your job. Maybe somebody else is moving away. I don't know exactly, but it does feel like a big move. A big journey. And it can, you know, I mean, if you know anything about pioneers in America, which it's not my favorite to talk about, but I am from Northern California, where the gold rush happened. I've lived in Sacramento. I'm from Sacramento, East Sacramento, but I lived up near Tahoe, a little bit down the mountain from South Lake Tahoe. And so it's right near this place called Coloma, where the gold rush started. And so I grew up learning about this stuff, which was conflicting for me, to say the least. My family is Native American, so I would learn something at school and then I'd come home and I'd be re-educated, shall we say. And but it is a feeling of, yeah, like packing up all your things. You know, have you ever heard that Eagles song? It's an Eagles song. I think it's called, maybe it's called Paradise. I don't know, but it's about people coming over on the Oregon Trail, right? Going to, you know, I don't know, Northern California, Oregon or something. And it's a beautiful song. It definitely is. Treacherous, the travel. Unforgiving. Okay, so I do feel there is a sense of, yeah, this is some difficulty. But it's not anything that you can't meet head on. And I think it's something that you know is for the best. And I believe that this is intentional. This departure of some kind. Now we have a 44. We also have a rabbit. And I do feel like as things are shifting for you, it's just all this space is opening up. That's what I keep thinking. It's like all this room is opening up. So much potential. Okay, so we have, it looks like maybe a hermit here in some kind of robe. We also have a knife. We have the moon, the crescent moon. It's going to be the new moon when this comes out, which absolutely is just taking it out of me. I'm so affected by the new moon. I don't know. Are you affected by the new moon? Because it really gets me every time. We have a spiral. Okay. We also have a cardinal. So somebody coming around to let you know they love you. They're with you. They're watching over you. Somebody who has transitioned, who has passed away. And that moon, the spiral, yeah, that moon energy. A sense of almost kind of really intense dreams, kind of surreal. A feeling of things feeling quite surreal. A little bit disjointed. But I think this is good for... It's good for the perspective. Because it's not the usual prescribed perspective. This is the bizarre, right? This is like the dreams that make no sense. Like, I'm going to Walmart at the elementary school that I went to, and I have to, you know, go and buy, I don't know, particles of the sun. You know, it's something, it's like, okay, that's strange, but all right. And so, you know, I feel that this is a time where this is kind of counteracting some of the anxieties of the changes that are going on. I think that having these kind of bizarro dream spells, it really kind of pulls us out of this real strictly mundane kind of place that we get in when we're doing a lot of involved tasks. Like, yeah, looking for a new position at a new job, going out there, updating your resume, having to turn it in places and call a million times to figure out if they even got it, and, you know, all that kind of stuff. And when you're going through it, it feels like it's the only thing in the world that's happening. So this, you know, I think this dream spells, not spells, but it's a spell of dreams. Yeah, it does. It feels like it's kind of counteracting this real Malkuthian period of time. All right, now let's take a look. We have the Wild Offering Oracle cards, and I'm just going to go ahead and flip through here. Okay, and we're going to stop where it feels right. It says love. Ooh la la. It's not about finding love. It's about, let's start over. It's not about finding love. You are love itself. Help me, Lord, to send so much compassion and caring to the inner child that I always remember. I myself am love. Yes, indeed. I myself am love. Yes, that's the energy there. I myself am love. All right. Let's go ahead and wrap it up. I was like, what else do we have? Yeah, we're going to wrap it up here. Aquarius, I love you. I really, truly do. And I thank you so much for spending this time with me. It's always such an honor to be able to bring these messages to you. And if you would be so kind as to like the video, it really does help the channel. And if you have not subscribed yet, please think about doing that. You can hit that little bell. It'll let you know when the next readings are coming out. It is free to subscribe. And what was the other? Oh, yes, leaving a comment. I always forget about the comments. I don't forget about them because I read all of them, but I forget to mention them, or I don't remember the order, whatever. Yeah, if you want to leave a comment, please do. Also, I don't ever talk about it on here, but I do have, there's one membership level for the channel, and that gets you access to our Discord. There was kind of like a little hiatus on the Discord here for like a month or so. And that's mostly because, you know, I've been sick and moving, and also I don't know. Sometimes I get burnt out on even saying anything to anybody ever. But yeah, so we're back on there. We've been talking, chatting it up. There's some really amazing, lovely people on there. And so if you're interested in that, I think the membership is like $2.99 a month or $1.99. I don't know. But Yes, it is kind of like a support tier, but there's also, you can get on Discord with us and chat it up. We put a lot of pictures on there of mostly animals. I'm just going to be real. All of the animals that I like to, be paparazzi to, animals, plants, all that, I put them on there. So if you're interested in that kind of thing, there they are. All right. So anyways, Aquarius, I love you and I thank you. And yeah, that's it. Take care of yourself for the next few days. We'll talk soon. I love you. I love you. I love you. Good night. Good night. Good night.